Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Wednesday, the 12th of April. With Robert Murray McShane, we keep working through the book of Leviticus. Today we read chapter 16, dealing with the Day of Atonement. And the chapter begins with a warning. God says to Moses, "Tell your brother Aaron not to come whenever he chooses into the most holy place behind the curtain in front of the atonement cover of the ark, or he will die." And he then sets out what is expected, and that he must come with a sacrifice. He must bring a bull and he must bring a ram. They must be slaughtered, and the blood must be taken behind the curtain and sprinkled before the atonement cover and put on the horns of the altar. And then he must have a scapegoat. And the rituals and the details are quite clear. And it ends up saying that this is a lasting ordinance for you. Atonement is to be made once a year for the sins of the Israelites. And so Aaron was expected to go once a year to make atonement, and he had to offer these sacrifices and clean himself and have a bath and put on the special clothing and all the details of the requirements to come into God's presence. And with Easter just having finished a couple of days back, we look and we say, we remember and we believe and we rely on Jesus, the Lamb of God, who takes away the sin of the world. And we don't have to only go once a year. We don't have to rely on a chief priest. We don't have to rely on anyone else to take this blood sacrifice and go in. The curtain was torn in two and Jesus died on the cross, and the way has been opened for us. And we can come to our Father day by day, and we know that atonement has been made. And we can say, God, this is what I've done and I need your forgiveness. And Jesus has atoned for our sin. He is the Lamb that was slain. And as I read it, I just thought, it really just highlights this, the sternness of God, the holiness of God, the otherness of God, that you can't just come in any time. You have to come before God. This is required. It also highlights the severity of our sin and the great need we have, that we cut off, and you can't get anywhere near to God without this. And then just the grace of God, that Jesus has opened the way. And we don't have to do this anymore. And it has all been done. And for me, that was just such a note of grace. And so read through Leviticus chapter 16 and look at the details and how much sacrifice is done, and the blood and the cleaning and the burning of the animals outside of the gates, and taking a scapegoat and putting the sins on it and taking it outside the city. And the person who takes it outside the city has to first clean themselves before they come back in again. All of this to deal with sin. And we look back and say, our sin was dealt with once on the cross by Jesus, the Lamb of God. What a blessing. What a blessing. Be encouraged and know that we are blessed.